Hello and welcome to this video, my very first live video in English about numerology. It's the time now to speak a language that everyone understands. I have customers from many countries such as Finland, Sweden, United States of America, Australia and several other countries, and I think that for the very last time I did everything in Danish, and therefore a lot of my international customers and people who are interested in numerology, the way we work here, they have been a little bit left behind because they don't understand what I've been saying when I've been saying it in Danish. So we're going to change this now. We're going international. We're going to expand our great advanced knowledge in numerology to the world. We're going to bring this outside the borders of Denmark. In this video, I'm going to talk about the vibrations of today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Like the video I did before, which was in Danish, I'm going to talk about what vibrations today and tomorrow and Wednesday will hold. So that means in the world, like you imagine the soul of today and tomorrow and Wednesday. But of course these things can be perceived differently from each individual, but that is the overall theme of the days that I'm going to talk about. So to start with today, which is now the 6th of March 2017, that means that today it's Monday, and all days of the week are attached to a planet within our solar system. So is it that, when it's Friday, people have a party, people have, they make love at the party, they meet someone, they go home, they have a good time, they hang out, and it's about love when you have the Friday. As you know, it's associated with planet Venus. And planet Venus is associated with the Greek goddess Aphrodite and so on. And now it's Monday, which is associated with the moon and the Greek goddess Selene. So the expression of being Monday tired, that when it's Monday you have no energy at all. And that's because Monday is ruled by the moon, and the moon is all about creativity. And it's about not working hard, but instead having fun, using your creativity to express your freedom in the way that you portray and you paint, you, for example, write poems, and the moon hates to work hard. That's why everyone is tired in the Monday. And today, as it's Monday, it's the 6th of the month, and the number 6 is ruled by planet Venus. And Venus, as we talked about before, it's about close relations, and it's about love, and it's about family. It's about the close people around you. So planet Venus is associated with the element of Earth, and that means it's about being grounded, getting things done. As we see here we have the human self and the highest self of the day. As we see it here, because here we have the numbers of the day represented. The 6 is the number of the date, and the number 3 is associated with March, the 3rd month of the year. And the number 10 is when you take the numbers 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7, that makes the number 10. And so we write the slash and 1 to cut it down. 17 is 10/1, and we just refer to it as 10-1. So these numbers here we have around. The 9 is calculated with 3 plus 6, that makes 9, and so we have 6 plus 1, that makes 7, as we use the sum. So we have 3 plus 4, 3 plus 1, that makes 4. And that means that the destiny number, as we take all the numbers around and we add them together, so we get the number 10-1, as which is called the small destiny number. And so as we take all the combined numbers of today, as we say 6 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 7, we have the number 19-1, and that is what is called the higher destiny number of today. So what these numbers mean is that the number 6 is associated with the planet Venus that goes together with Mars, and so Mars goes with Jupiter, as Jupiter is associated with the number 3. So this is called the triad 3, 6, 9, which are associated with a great power, great strength to get things done. And that means that today is a great day to get a lot of things done. It's an amazing day. It's a really good day. And that means that we have the destiny number 10-1 and 19-1. That means that we are associated with the sun. That means a great deal winner mentality, that we have a lot of positive energy today, that we believe that what we set us up to do, that can be achieved. As the number 19-1 is about a great deal of belief in oneself and belief in one's own abilities. So we have the life view number 33, that is about having a great deal of philosophic thinking, that we really think of things and trying to see things in a higher perspective. As it goes with the number 7, which is associated with planet Neptune, which this is about having an intuition to make the right decisions and to be at the right places at the right time. And we see here the human self of the day to day. We have here the number 18-9, which is associated with planet Mars, and that is about working really hard. So today is about working hard, but also getting results. As we see here, the number 14-5, which is associated with the Sun, Uranus, and primarily planet Mercury. That means making money and getting things done, saying things, getting along with people, but it's also about a very strong foundation today. So it means that today we have a great deal of winner attitude, and we have some great abilities to progress and get things done, stand strong, work hard, but work hard to get things done. But there's also an element of temper involved here, as we have the number 15-6. The number 15-6 means that if something happens that we dislike, we can get upset about things, because the number 15-6 is about having a great deal of expressing yourself very well, but it is a very sensitive number, so it means that you can put people under a spell of your charm and charisma, but it is also about being a bit hot-tempered. Hot-tempered, so small things that can really upset you. Imagine if you get a parking fine or something like that. So these things can cause that you have a bit of a temper today, but it's mostly positive, as we see here also the number 3 in this thing called the solar plexus center, and that represents the subconscious mind of today. That is associated with the planet Jupiter, which is about expansion, growth, weight, and perfectionism. But it's also about this way of thinking that it has to be my way or the highway. So a bit stubbornness is also involved today. Today, being stubborn is also a thing that is associated with what we experience today. So today, people in general are more likely to be a bit more stubborn than usual. And the number 3, as it is about being this way of my way or the highway, great deal of perfectionism. There is also this element, as the number 3 is associated with the Greek god Zeus, who is a very old god, and he is this grandfather type who who is also funny sometimes, and he is like this old man who people likes. So it means also humor is associated with today. So a bit of humor, like making fun of things in a positive way. And so we have here the heart center, which is the number 13-4. And the number 13-4, we have the sun, that is the number 4. And the number 4 is associated with planet Uranus. Uranus is all about innovation, thinking new ways, doing new things that you believe has not been done before. And it's about really being original and doing things differently. So it's about also getting new ideas, finding new ways to do things. So it's also associated with the element of creativity, as today is Monday, associated with the moon. So the moon is creativity, and remember, there's a difference between creativity and innovation. Creativity is when you, for example, you write a poem or you write a song or you draw a painting. And innovation, that is when you do something new. For example, you invent something. You invent a machine that can do something, or you get a new idea of doing things that is unlike anything that is generally being done or has been done before. So the vibrations of the day, as we have it through the day, as midnight, that is the number 6, and so it ends here at the other midnight here tonight, so 12 p.m. It goes with this row of numbers for the world. And we see here, as we are now here in Denmark, at least we are in this 43718, and that means that today we can really get a lot of things done. They're great numbers, but there is one dangerous thing here, as we have the number 48-3, and the number 48-3 is attached that there can really happen some things that can be a little bit crazy. That it means that there can be confusion, there can be some kind of some loss also, but one must be careful. One must be a little bit careful, because even though there are a lot of good numbers, there's also this number, so there can be a little bit of danger. Or when I say danger, I mean that there can happen confusion and things that can cause you to think that there also may be bad luck and things. So it's good to also be careful. But to sum it up, about this day, it's about working hard, getting things done, and also being grounded and talking and getting things along with people. And also there is a great element of innovation, thinking new ways. So generally, mostly positive today. That is what today is about. So tomorrow, which is the 7th of March 2017, it is Tuesday, and Tuesday is associated with planet Mars. Planet Mars is all about justice. It's about being honest. It's about honor. It's about a deal is a deal, and a deal must be kept. It is also about that you make a promise to people and you keep that promise. But it's also about saying no to things that you think are not justice. It means that you stand up for yourself. That is what planet Mars is about, which is the ruling planet of tomorrow, the 17th of March 2017. So tomorrow, as it is the 7th, it is a fine day. As we see here, we have the numbers 7, 3, that makes 10, 1. That is a very good combination here. That is about getting very well along with people, having a great deal of progression, so that you get things done, and you also have success with getting these things done. But there is a weak element here. We have the destiny number, the small destiny number, the number 11-2. The number 11-2 is a terrible number. The number 11-2, as we look at it, We have the numbers 1 that goes twice, and there is a lot of misinformation in the internet about this number. There are some people who call it a master number and who say that it's a very good number, but it's not. It's a very terrible number, and because people say it's a number of angels. And there is some truth about this, because if we look at this number, we have the number 1 that goes twice, which is associated with the sun. The sun is the star of our solar system. It is this ruling star that is the boss of all the other planets. The other planets, they cannot function without the light and the power and the orbits they have around the sun. So the sun is extremely important, and because the sun is the boss, the sun has a very strong winner attitude. For the sun, it is very important to be number 1. But because the sun is such a strong force, when we have it twice in the same number, it's getting a lot of racing inside the mind of thinking, am I doing this good enough? Am I good enough? What do people think of me? Do people like me? And that means there is a lot of stress. A lot of stress of thinking, ooh, do people like me? Or what do they think? Should I do something more so people would like me? So here is the element of a low self-esteem. And we have the number 2, which is associated with the moon. And the moon is about, like we talked about before, creativity, but it is also about compassion to others. So the number 11-2 is a lot about wanting to help other people, but putting aside one's own needs. So it's about living for others, forgetting one's own needs, and therefore it can cause stress. And it can also cause a lot of limiting beliefs, such as, am I good enough? Can I really succeed? Or can I not succeed? Will I fail? And therefore, tomorrow has an element of fear of failing. And this mind racing can also cause a lot of stress, such as being tempted to smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol, and bad habits that can cause addictions because of this element of stress that one wants to get away of focusing on other things. But we have the higher destiny number, which is the number 22. The number 22, we have the number 2 with the number 0. And the number 0, which goes with the number 2, the number 0 is a circle. It has no beginning and it has neither any ending. That means that the number 0 represents the first and the last eternity. Everything in cosmos, everything there is. It is believed that Big Bang came out of nothing. The number 0 represents this great nothing that is everywhere and it's nowhere. In the religions, they say that it is the number of God, because God is everywhere and God is nowhere. And the number 0 is about the higher cosmic central consciousness. So that means that there is a strong intuition that goes with the number 2. And the number 2, which is about passion, creativity, aesthetics, and beauty in art and everything. So the number 22, which is the higher destiny number of the day today, 7th of March 2017, it is about a great deal of creativity, to have the passion to get things done, but there is this element of the number 11-2 that gives a lot of limiting beliefs, such as, am I doing this good enough? What do people think of me? Ooh, is it likely that I would fail? So these destructive minds that goes with a strong passion to create and create beautiful things. So this number 22 is also about compassion for others, but not in the way that you put aside your own interest and own needs for others, but it's about a higher wisdom to help the world and to change the world. So we have the number 10-1, which is associated every day of this year, as the year makes the number 10-1. That means that the day also has a deal of innovation in the way that you think, like in the day before, this optimism of 10-1, that we have to believe that what we do is right, and with this winner attitude that can lead that we can create good things, very good things. But tomorrow, as it is represented by the number 7, the number 7 is associated with planet Neptune, as previously mentioned. It's about intuition. It's about open spiritual channels. But as it is associated with planet Mars, as is the ruling planet of tomorrow, Tuesday, it means that this intuition can be a little bit jammed by this strong force of Mars to get things done, and this you can also call the warrior mentality. But there is an amplified deal of intuition tomorrow, so that you can use your intuition to make the right decision, such as when you have to, for example, decide something, you can listen to your own inner voice. Tomorrow it will be amplified, and that means that to be at the right place at the right time, your abilities of doing this, of trusting your guts tomorrow, is going to be better than the other days. And in the numeroscope, the human self of tomorrow, we have the heart center, that is the number 16-7. So that means tomorrow is also, it's a day where you feel more like you work hard in a way where you sometimes happen to forget your own needs, that you work so hard that it's like you struggle to survive in way that you maybe don't think of it, but it's like you work in a way that you work to stay in the game, and you work to achieve things that is about with the planet Saturn, that is associated here in these two auras, as it's called. That means it's about really progressing, that working hard in a way that it is ongoing, strong working. But sometimes you must tomorrow be careful of not forgetting your own needs, and you must be careful of not listening to limiting beliefs. You have to trust in yourself to get the best of tomorrow. And in the solar plexus center here, we have the number 6. That is about deep inside, there is a deal of grounding. That you feel deep inside, okay, everything is going to be fine. The number 6 associated with planet Venus, that is about, okay, everything must be good, I can do this. It's about this attitude, I can do this. But you also have to keep grounded, keep strong, and go through these things with the most positive mind you can get. But there's one danger tomorrow, which you have to be very careful about. We have here the number 22-4, which is the foundation. And it's very dangerous, because it means that you are likely to trust the wrong people. It means that you have the ability to trust somebody who will harm you, and therefore tomorrow you must be very, very careful of whom you put your trust in, because the number 22-4 means that you are a little bit naive. Everyone is. That's the theme of tomorrow. People are likely to be a bit naive, trusting people who are not good, people who would harm somebody, harm you, harm people in general. It's generally about this thing in the ancient writings. The number 22-4 is described as a good man who lives in a fool's paradise, in the way that he believes that everyone is good, everyone is there for him, but they're not. And it's also described that this man, he would not defend himself, only if he's surrounded by danger. So it means that tomorrow you have to be careful and try to be as realistic about things as possible, and not fall for people's bad advice, and also not people's bad guidance and advice. So tomorrow we actually have great vibrations here, as we say 7, 7, 14, 5, 2, 3, 7, 3, 10, 1, and 5, 3, 8. So these numbers, they're very good. They're really good. And that what they're about is that you can actually achieve great things tomorrow. As the number 538, that is this number combination called the money triad, 538 or 358. And so also we have the number 459, 459. That means that tomorrow you can actually do great things. You just really have to go for it and listen to your guts. Your guts, your intuition is more amplified tomorrow. So you must be careful of not listening to limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs should never be listened to. You should always trust that you can do anything that you want to do. And so you should also be careful of not listening to bad advices from people. So we go on to Wednesday. Wednesday, the 8th of March 2017. We have it right here. We see here in the higher self of the day, this is the higher self and this is the human self. And this is the vibrations throughout the day, that it is ruled by planet Saturn. And the day, Wednesday, is associated with planet Jupiter. So it is Jupiter and Saturn. When they go together, it makes 3 plus 8, it makes the number 11 too. So I refer to this theme of limiting beliefs, fear of failing. So on Wednesday, there is, on a worldly scale, a fear of fail. There is a fear of not being good enough. We see this here. As the destiny number, the small destiny number is the number 12-3. The number 12-3 is about anxiety of failing. It is about perhaps you could fail, but you have to not be afraid of it. You have to just get things done, learn from it, and be ahead. And be ahead so you won't fail. That is the theme of Wednesday. The number 8 is associated, as previously mentioned, with planet Saturn. Planet Saturn is associated with the Greek god Kronos. Kronos in Greek means time. Time, as it is the number of eternity. Therefore, the numbers 4 and 8 are referred to as the destiny numbers. The number 8 is referred to as the big destiny number, and the number 4 is referred to as the small destiny number. So what is the difference? The number 8, as we look at it, it symbolizes the symbol of eternity. You see it here, the number 8, and if we twist it, it makes this symbol, which is the symbol of eternity. That means that the number 8 is about changes that would live one or the other way forever. It means creating something that would change something. It means that this can do something that would one way or the other change something in your life on a world and the world scale, but it is also associated with a lot of fear. It is associated with the number 11 too, as we talked about this number before, limiting beliefs, being afraid to what people think, but also the small destiny number 12-3, being afraid to fail, but also we have the higher destiny number, which we have here, 21-3. That is about learning from mistakes. It's about searching great knowledge to be ahead so one would not fail. It is about learning, cracking the code to make big success. So that means on Wednesday, the day has a theme of trying to really crack the code to make great success. And it's about also expansion and growth. And these numbers of Wednesday, they can really go both ways. They can really go two ways. Today, Monday, and tomorrow, Tuesday, they're very good. They're brilliant. But on Wednesday, they can go two ways. They can go either good, so if you have good numbers in your name, as you would have if you had a good numeroscope, or if you're just happy and lucky to be born with better numbers than most people. But if you have terrible numbers, then Wednesday can be less pleasant to you. So Wednesday is also about, as we see here, the number 9 that is associated with the number 8. That is also about working hard and getting things done. But we see here once again the number 11, 2, and the number 3 here with the number 5. So that means that on Wednesday there's likely to be some problems with money, some fear about money. The number 11, 2 that goes with the number 5, as the number 5 is associated with planet Mercury. That is all about people, money, business, and with the number 11, 2, which is about the likelihood of failing. As it is mentioned in the ancient writings, the number 11, 2 is an utmost ominous number that is about dangers lurking around every single corner. So that means on Wednesday you must keep the negative thinking outside your mind and think good thoughts, speak good words, and do good deeds if you want to get the best out of this day. And we have the heart center, the number 10, 1, and that means that things can really go either very good or terrible. So I would say that Wednesday is mostly a less good day than today and Tuesday. It's not that terrible. It's not a terrible day, like really terrible, but it's not the best day either. But if we look at the vibrations for the whole day, we see here some about noontime some quite decent numbers, and we have the theme of the day 48-4, which is about great things. That means it's this number called the World Conqueror, 5, 8, 13, 4. That means that this day you can do something good, but you can also fail. You can also come to that this things you want to do, that they do not do as good as you want them to do. So what to do? What you must do is that you must stay grounded. You must get things done. You must believe in yourself and not let fear overcome you. Fear is a theme of Wednesday, and you should just keep good thoughts inside your mind and do good things, and anything you do must be good, and then you can get the most of it. And we have here the column number, the foundation, the number 21-3. That is about a very solid foundation. So it means that even though there is some fear associated with Wednesday, it's not really that terrible. It could have been much worse. So these were my words of the day today, Monday, and tomorrow, Tuesday, and the day after tomorrow, Wednesday. So keep me posted what you experience from these 3 days. Drop me a comment in this video, send me a message, do whatever you like, and just keep me up to date if you think that what I said is correct, and also tell me if you don't think it's correct, and if you think this whole thing sucks, you can just tell me, and I would be glad to hear some honest feedback. So thank you very much for watching, and have some great, amazing, wonderful days until we see next time. Have a good time. Bye.